Welcome to r/leopardsatemyface, and starting off back with the schadenfreude. Well, that aged well, didn't it? Whoever drops the next bomb is gay. Well, I guess it won't be us. Hopefully. How gay do we think Trump is? About 0%. Great, I like your thinking. And a couple of days after this post, yeah. Not so funny now that Trump's president, huh? Americans see their government bombing a sovereign nation and it's nothing but me. Like, how does this affect me, an evil, soulless person just like their kin? Okay, mind you, this is a Jill Stein voter, and that never gave a single fuck about political consequences, cause look at the shit they tweeted only 5 months ago. Trump's presidency will be hell, but I think it's so funny that Kamala lost. Well, they did say Trump's presidency would be hell, so they should be relishing in it, not complaining like a lib. Pro-Trump landscaper loses his entire crew. Big shout out to Fourer of the Year. Why can't any of these people spell? With Trump and Elon sending my labor south of the border, my dad came over to check on our current project, and even offered to lend a hand moving the 475-pound stone slabs. Thank you, Dad. Where are all the hard-working Americans? You know, the ones who lost their jobs to the no-good illegals? Why aren't they walking up, looking you in the eye, and giving you a firm handshake? Or could it be, you pay shit and have no benefits? No, they're waiting for those factory jobs that'll be opening up in, about 2 weeks? 2 weeks? Spoken like a true contractor. And Trump, that's his default timeline. I mean, except when it's about bombing countries. He says 2 weeks, and then it happens in 12 hours. It's just because he's that peaceful. Canadian man living in America supported Trump and died in ICE custody. Share if you agree it's time we start enforcing immigration laws. And that didn't turn out well. Canadian man dies in US ICE custody amid Trump-era immigration crackdown. Johnny Noviello, a Canadian citizen and longtime US resident, died in a Florida detention facility while awaiting deportation for a past drug conviction. His death spotlights rising concerns over detention conditions. Yeah, anyone who tells me ICE is playing fair or is treating people with, basic human rights is just bullshitting. This is some Herman Cain reward shit. Yep, the face eating has become lethal. It was only a matter of time, I suppose. This Canadian died from getting sick by the deadly virus known as ICE. Though he brought it on himself, he wasn't one that wanted protection from it. But what was he wearing? Did he even say thank you? I was a Trump supporter, and I've just got a slight feeling I may have fucked up badly. I was a Trump supporter. I don't know how long I can keep doing this. I have a construction company, and not a fucking thing is getting done. This is what I get. This is what I fucking get. Yeah, that is what you get for voting for Trump. Nothing but what? Okay. Takes 4 days to do a 1-day job. I might have fucked up. Only mine? Alright, but whatever helps you sleep at night. And yeah, that image does summarize it quite well. I just realized it hasn't even been a year yet. Oh fuck, it's not even been half a year. Feels like it's been ages, I can't lie. I feel like that scene from Saving Private Ryan where Matt Damon ages in an instant at the graveyard. Every day it's a doomscroll marathon to see how bad they can fuck up next. Yeah, exactly how it was last time. I really enjoyed those 4 years where I didn't have to think about Trump every fucking day. Honestly, first time around felt like Trump was too busy golfing and watching Fox News to actually be president. This time around, he's doing the same thing, but he's got a lot of evil people to handle the day-to-day shit. He's so good of a leader, he doesn't even need to do the leading, he just gets evil people to do his bidding for him. Like an emperor. Oh, but he's not one. Hey chan, if you guys want to support this gay guy reading stuff, you should totally like and subscribe. And hey, I hope you guys are having a good day. Anyways, back to the video. I really want to feel sorry for them, but... betting money on Trump winning the Nobel Peace Prize. No, he's not gonna win the Peace Prize. He's gonna win the Trump-endorsed Truth Prize for being the biggest freedom-loving, truthful leader and president in the whole world. So good, in fact, I can serve 3 terms. I know that's a joke, but I really wouldn't be surprised if that happened. Fuck the Peace Prize, bro. I want my dad back. I didn't vote for you to break my family. The fuck would you get the Peace Prize for? I didn't vote for you to break my family. Studio audience. Oh yes, you did. Is that the new game show Sweeping the Red States, where the audience gets to yell that after every contestant? Kinda like The Gong Show. Kinda like Jerry Springer. I voted for you to break thousands of other families, but sir, you mistakenly got mine too. Nothing bad can happen to me, cause I voted for Trump. And as everyone knows, the multi-billionaire with millions and millions of cult followers is only gonna cater to specifically me. Voted for a guy that's gonna sell American public land and increase tariffs while you're a former state park superintendent who has a small business and loves the outdoors. God, talk about an eaten face squared. Steve Egon, 64, has a business selling promotional products from his home in Tampa, Florida. He's not a registered Republican, but he voted for Trump in November's election because he wanted US borders to be more secure. So, cause did begin. Got it. A former state park superintendent, Egan loves the outdoors and is hoping to retire soon so he and his girlfriend can move to a quieter part of the state. So you love the outdoors but voted for someone who was campaigning on mass fracking and drilling. And pollution. Are you stupid or stupid? Even though I voted for Trump, I'm glad he's not eligible for a 3rd term. Right now, I'm just not happy with what he's doing. Glad he's not eligible for a 3rd term. Translation: if he were the GOP nominee, I'd vote for him over a Democrat. I'm just glad it's not gonna come to that. Fuck him, bro. And if he did force his way back on the ballot, I'd blame the Democrats. Feeble-minded simpletons overturned Roe v. Wade, only to find that the data shows it actually led to more, not fewer, abortions. That decision marked a huge victory for the anti-abortion movement, which had worked for decades to reverse the 1973 ruling in Roe that had required all states to allow abortion at least up to the point of fetal viability, roughly 24 weeks into pregnancy. Also sparked a political and legislative frenzy, as states and voters reckoned with having the power to fully regulate abortion on their own for the first time in half a century. We're only now, though, beginning to understand the impact that these new bans have had. Somewhat unexpectedly, they don't appear to have reduced the number of abortions in the US. The best evidence we have suggests that the total has gone up since Roe was overturned. The goal for these nightmare people was never actually to reduce the number of abortions. The goal was to punish, quote, sluts. So this is working as intended. Oh yeah, it's always about controlling women, not babies. Look how they treat the born ones. When the West was still a high birth rate society, these are the same people who are propagating sterilization and birth control. There are still old women around whose uterus and ovaries got removed against their will. What? Canadian conservative shocked by MAGA turning on him as Trump says all trade discussions with Canada have ended. Goodness, as a Canadian conservative, the comments in here are so disappointing. All the anti-Canada sentiment. Christ, you support a political party that literally said that they were going to annex your country and make it the 51st state. But okay, whatever helps you sleep at night or justify your stupid decisions. What has Canada done for us? How about be your closest ally and trade partner for the last 100 years? Remember 9/11? We fought beside you in war. We sent our firefighters to California last year. We should be wanting to find a way to reunite our two countries, not insulting each other when Trump unilaterally shuts down trade negotiations. If he feels so strongly about the DST, he should include it in negotiations, not shut them down altogether. The only thing that still shocks me about regressives is they're still being shocked when he turns on them. I like that. They aren't conservatives, they're regressives. Forgive me if this is a term that's been around for a while, I'm just out of the loop, or not understanding it correctly. The historical term is reactionaries. Conservatives want slow, measured change as opposed to progressives who want revolutionary change. Reactionaries only want to go backwards. Well, yeah, have you seen how they've reacted when Mamdani won the Democratic primaries? They are all shitting themselves to finally see a politician getting to the point where actual revolutionary and positive change can happen for the everyday person. But what about the billionaires? What about the billion-dollar companies that would want to take every penny from you and your extended family just to buy a plane ticket? Cause yeah, we should really be plusating billionaires and trillion-dollar companies instead of, you know, the 99.9% of the population. Cameron Hanes is not a typical environment advocate, an avid hunter and MAGA influencer. He recently boasted to his 1.9 million Instagram followers about killing a brown bear and turning its claw into a necklace. Regardless of political view, personally, that's just really icky. There's certain things you should be allowed to hunt, and then there's that. That's just trophy hunting, dude. But in recent weeks, Mr. Haines used his platform to denounce a plan by Senator Mike Lee, a Republican of Utah, to sell millions of acres of federal lands as part of President Trump's sprawling tax and spending bill. The advocacy from Mr. Haines and several other conservative hunters and anglers underscores a growing rift within the Republican Party over how to manage the nation's public lands. Oh, really? Is that the only rift in the Republican Party these days? Yeah, no. I'm a Republican, and yes, I did vote for Trump, Mr. Haines said in a phone interview while hiking near his Oregon home. But I didn't vote for this. I didn't vote for selling millions of acres of public land. But you voted for invading other countries, prioritizing the 1%, doing more drilling and resource exploitation, which ruins said environment that you're crying about is getting sold. Yes! Yes, you did vote for this! And this is what happens when you vote with your feelings and not logic. Okay, your feelings or your bigotry and feelings. People like Cameron claim the woke mind virus and other made-up social arguments when they're the ones living off of feelings. Too many people thought voting for Trump means you can stop brushing your teeth and not get cavities because cavities are caused by Democrats. I've seen people treating voting for Taco Don as a game to make libs mad or cry. Then they start crying when Taco Don hurts them. Don't have any sympathy for them. You all suffer the same way we all suffer. Iranian man detained by ICE in Alabama was a Trump supporter, pregnant wife says. Well, maybe after they deport him to someplace he's never been with no due process, the wife can one day explain to their child that it happened because mummy and daddy voted for a low IQ sex offender felon to be the leader of the free world. Mostly because of his excellent casino bankrupting business acumen and his ability to stumble accidentally out of legal trouble thanks to millions of dumb Americans just like them. I hope his fiancée cries herself to sleep every remaining night of her life. Oh, damn. I bet no matter what, she would never blame Taco Don. Well, yeah, why would you dare try and criticize our dear leader like that? She'll go on Facebook or Twitter and shout that it's all the Democrats' fault. Thanks, Joe Biden. Surely we can find a way to blame this on Obama? Oh, this is going to be interesting. /poll Anons reacting to Trump's missile strikes. Honest question, how are MAGA cultists reacting to Trump starting another war in the Middle East? They suck, I don't even know what that word is, and will always do. I have the same experience. Most Republicans I know, friends, co-workers, neighbors, have all told me they regret voting for Trump. He promised lower egg prices, and instead got us in a trade war with our allies, women's and LGBTQ rights abolished, a billionaire has seized control of private citizens' data, and federal funds. Our military is about to invade Gaza? So much for no new wars, lol. He's appointed literal traitors to his cabinet. Armed ICE agents are raiding schools and children's hospitals. And egg prices haven't gone down? I know it's hard to admit you're wrong, but Trump is literally one of the biggest mistakes in American history. Everyone I've talked to agreed, this is fucked up, and they admit they don't like it, right and left. Well, lucky for you, Anon, you don't surround yourself with cultists. I see them on a MAGA boomer forum, and they flipped all the way back to being full neocons circa 2002. They shout down anyone who dares to point out the cognitive dissonance. Turbo happening, guys! New Maxar satellite images just dropped, and the buildings inside the Isfahan site in Iran utterly destroyed. You guys don't get it. The damage is underground. Iran obviously wouldn't place anything important above ground. Never mind, you guys don't get it. The surface damage equates to utter destruction. Iran obviously is stupid enough to place important things above ground. Which one is it? Normally, I'll just be disappointed in the Mango Mussolini, as he amounted to absolutely fucking nothing. Just another blackmailed neocon dressed up a little differently. But I never had any hope for him to begin with, as I was predicting this outcome last year, even though I predicted him to win the presidency. Thank God for China. Their future unironically brings me more hope than being an American ever did. Here in Poland, we have a similar cultist mentality, so don't worry, same problem here. They even have their own propaganda station for the elderly when slogans like, "Turn on your TV, turn on your thinking," or name of TV, home of free speech, are repeated over and over and over again. Where when a guest says something not to the station's liking, they turn on commercials so viewers don't have cognitive dissonance. I always laugh to my mother when I hear this "turn on TV, turn on the thinking" slogan, like, what if the electricity runs out? The viewers are like zombies, all they can do is repeat the slogans they've heard. 8 whole years I have fought for my mother's sanity and free thinking, because she was no different from the talking men on the TV. From what I read in your country, it looks a little better. Republican Congresswoman blames the left for Florida's 6-week abortion ban. Didn't you literally, vote for it? Oh, okay. Republican Congresswoman Kat Cammack was denied medical care for her life-threatening ectopic pregnancy because of Florida's 6-week abortion ban. She says she's blaming the left for how she was treated at the hospital. These people are insufferable. Insufferable doesn't really do it anymore. They've been insufferable for a while. Now there's something else. Evil? That's close, but still not really doing the job. Weaponized arrogance? I dunno. Nothing sounds right to describe how they've changed. They were always pretty shitty, but they weren't willingly alienating their families because of who they supported. Before, it was always what they supported or didn't support, but that's all gone out the window. Now the only thing that matters to them is being right and whatever nonsense Trump says next. Insufferable is a good word though. I just don't think it describes how dangerous they are. My sister of the chalk, whether you acknowledge it or not, you too are on the menu. This is a really weird situation. They're both the leopard and the face. A month into Florida's 6-week abortion ban, Republican Rep. Kat Cammack went to the ER with a deadly ectopic pregnancy and struggled to get a prompt care. And she blames the left. The despicable audacity of Kat Cammack. The wonderful thing about Dabbs v. Jackson is that it returns this issue to the states. Supports returning abortion laws back to the states. Blames the left. I had no idea I could feel no compassion whatsoever for a woman with an ectopic pregnancy. That's the part that really pissed me off. She's spent her entire adult life prompting and voting abortion bans and states' rights. She gets exactly what she wants and then blames the left for it? Sis needs to touch more than grass. She needs to touch an electric fence and get shocked back into fucking reality. Or just let that ectopic pregnancy run its course and trust in Jeebus. Also, give her this. The only medication anyone needs. Thoughts and prayers.